everybody, it's Ruby and I am officially a senior in high school. Like, what? That actually sounds so crazy to say out loud, but I'm officially done with all of my exams and the past seniors have graduated, making me officially a senior in high school. These past 3 years in high school have honestly flown by, but I have really learned a lot during my 3 years in high school, which is why I'm making this video today. If you guys remember, about 2.5 years ago, I filmed a video on this channel called My Top Tips for Your Freshman Year in High School. Now, I got such a positive response in that video, and I wanted to make one for sophomore year, except sophomore year is one of those years that not much happens, and you can kind of take the tips that I used in my freshman year video and you can apply them to your sophomore year. But junior year is one of the most important years, if not the most important year of your high school career, because you are looking at colleges, you might be starting early applications, you're looking at scholarships, you're taking the ACT and the SAT, you're having all these new experiences, so it can seem pretty overwhelming. So now that I'm officially done with junior year, I took to my YouTube notebook and I wrote down kind of my top tips on how to make the most of your junior year and kind of how to survive junior year, which, let's be honest, is one of the most stressful times you're gonna have while in high school. Even though the majority of you guys will be already out of school by the time this video is up, I will be out of school by the time this video is up. I mean, I already am out of school, but that's besides the point. But I want to get this video up as soon as possible because I know that a lot of you, like rising juniors, are really nervous when it comes to junior year. You don't really know what to expect. So I wanted to get this video up as soon as possible just to kind of help you guys along. So if this video seems like something that you all are interested in or something that's going to help you, then I really encourage you guys to just keep on watching, and I'm going to jump right on into the video. My first tip is to start ACT and SAT prep as early as possible. If you guys are considering going to college, even if you don't know for sure that you want to go to college, but it's definitely an option that you're considering, start preparing for the ACT and the SAT early. Obviously, if you don't live in the United States, you don't really have to deal with these kinds of tests, but for my viewers who are in the United States, start your ACT and SAT prep early because you want to get the highest score possible, and so that involves preparing quite a ways beforehand. My next tip is to get the college tours done as early as possible. If you guys follow me on any of my social media sites, you would know that this past October I got my college tours done early, and that's just because I wanted as much time as possible to think about what colleges I wanted to apply to, what I liked about each school and what I didn't like about each school, and it was just really, really helpful. Plus, if you do it your senior year, you feel kind of rushed, and let's be real, during summer vacation you don't really want to be looking at colleges and stressing yourself out by thinking about all that. So I really recommend getting them done as early as possible. Obviously, don't go like freshman or sophomore year because that's just too early and you won't remember anything about the schools you visited. But I say about midway junior year, definitely get your college tours done. My next tip is to start filling up your resume. Start taking part in extracurricular activities that'll look really, really good on college applications. So like for me personally, I'm a member of the National Honor Society. I'm also a member of the National Thespian Honor Society, and I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular things at my school. I've been leads in shows. I'm also on the board of like a lot of clubs at school. So I just find that really having an active like social life inside the school and outside of the school is really, really, really important. Colleges want to see what sets you apart from the rest, and obviously good grades are really, really, really important, but also doing extracurricular activities that make you seem unique and the best candidate for a particular school is really, really, really important as well. Kind of tag teaming along with the previous tip that I mentioned, this tip is very, very important as well, and it is don't overload yourself. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're challenging yourself academically and you have a well-rounded like extracurricular life, but don't overload yourself to the point that you're not having fun. Having an active social life is so important in high school. It keeps you sane amongst all the chaos that is going on. So if you overload yourself and you make yourself too stressed out, you're not going to have an enjoyable high school career. And junior year is really, really stressful to begin with, so you don't need to put added pressure on yourself by like engaging in friendships that you know maybe aren't the best for you anymore. That's kind of another tip that I have, is like any toxic relationships that you have in your life junior year, cut them out immediately because you don't need it and it's just gonna add on to the stress. My next tip is to start looking for scholarships early and filling them out if possible. I feel very lucky in the sense that I have the means to pay for a college education, but that doesn't mean that I'm not looking for scholarships along the way. Scholarships are super, super helpful. I really recommend looking at a website called CapEx. They're great for finding scholarships based around like your specific needs and what schools you're looking to go to. So I would just always recommend, it kind of goes along with like finding out what colleges you're interested in early, also finding out what scholarships are available for you. The next tip, and this is a big one, is to utilize your school counselors. Your school counselors are your best friend during your junior year. My counselors were so helpful when it came to helping me find scholarships, also answering my questions about certain schools that I'm looking at. They are just gonna be some of your best friends during junior year, and if you don't utilize them, it's a real shame because they are so helpful. My next tip is to take some AP classes because the best ones are often offered your junior year. I have been taking AP classes since my sophomore year in high school because at my school, AP classes are not offered your freshman year. But ever since sophomore year and on, I have taken multiple AP classes a year, and I found that junior year, I honestly had some of the best AP classes that I have ever taken. I feel like at a lot of schools they save the better AP classes for your junior and senior year, so really take advantage of those because not only do they look great on college resumes and college applications, but AP exams can often transfer to college credits if you get a high enough score. And it also just looks really good to say that you are trying to challenge yourself academically. So if you have not taken an AP exam before and you are a rising junior, I would definitely encourage you guys to start looking for what AP classes your school offers and maybe take one or two, but don't overload yourself. One of the biggest tips I can give you is junior year, pay close attention to your GPA. Obviously, your GPA does not define you. However, when it comes to applying to colleges, that's one of the things that they really heavily look at. So I would just keep a close eye on your GPA all junior year, and you can do this by, if there's an app that you can like check your grades on. So like for me, there's an app that I can download on my iPhone and it shows me like my grades during every day of the school year, so I can always check. If your GPA is a little lower than what you'd like, utilize your counselors. Ask them how you can change that. Ask if there are any classes that you can retake your junior year if you have a free period in your schedule. But just always be asking yourself how you can improve your GPA, or if you already have a very high one, just make sure that you are keeping it kind of the same. You're not letting it drop, because I know the junior year can get very stressful, but don't let your grades suffer. My next tip, and this is a really big one, is to find a pre-college program for the summer after your junior year. If you guys didn't already know, I am going to a pre-college program. I'm going to the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts, and that's just because I want to go to college to pursue drama and the performing arts. But if you want to, say, go into the medical field, there are tons of medical pre-college programs that you can take this summer before your senior year. I feel like I've said this so many times, but it looks so good on your college resume. Obviously, it's not going to be like the main deciding factors to whether or not you get accepted into a college. Pre-college programs are really helpful, and it truly shows that you're passionate about whatever field you want to go into. And my last tip in this entire video is to get a job if possible. When you're going through your junior year, you are usually 16 or 17, meaning that it's a lot easier to get a job. Obviously, if it's not going to work with your schedule and you feel like it's just going to make you way too overwhelmed, don't do it, because overloading yourself is really bad. But if you have some space in your weekly schedule, definitely start searching for a job. Something that maybe some of you guys might not know about me is I actually have 2 part-time jobs, and I really love them. I'm having the best experience at both of them. But not only will this help you get a little bit of extra money, maybe for saving enough for college, maybe having a little bit of extra spending money, but it also kind of teaches you how to start providing for yourself. Because even though by the time you enter junior year, college is 2 years away, that 2 years will fly by. And once you're on your own, you need to learn how to start providing for yourself, so why not just start early? So those are all of my tips on how to make the most of your junior year of high school. I really hope that this was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys have any additional questions, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I will be happy to get to them. Please subscribe. When we get to 1,000, it would mean the world to me. Follow me on all my social media networks. Links are always in the down bar below. If you guys want to see my top tips for your senior year of high school after I am done with my senior year next year, please let me know also in the comments down below. That's so crazy that a year from now, I am going to be done with high school. What? But if that is a video that you guys want to see in the future, please let me know. And otherwise, I'll talk to you all in my next video. Okay? Bye, guys.